castigo ahora en contra de King. Muy bien, Takes respondiendo. ¡Yeah! Vamos, Crew, que tienes armamento. Buscar la retoma, sangre y fuego, lo que sea. Melzer y Kevin. Y ahora aparece Melzer.
Here, the coach of Leviatán, Ito Pata. Also Sentinel's favorite coach right now, I'm pretty sure. A convincing map pick, 12-2, running away with it. I walked out and said, what did you give them? You said, that's just us. And something I want to ask you, since you've already qualified for champs, technically, what is the thesis in playing this game? Are you saving strats? Are you confident in showing what you got? Or is the mood joyful? Like, how are you guys playing the game right now?
We're playing the game as usual. It's we had the same preparation as always. We just want to win the Americas. We want to be the first seed going into champs, so we're just giving it all we got.
Since you already qualified for champs, is it stressful to know that there's extra tape on you now since you have to go through playoffs?
No, I think we're pretty chill right now. I think the pressure is on the teams that are not qualified yet, and we're using this to our advantage right now.
Well, best of luck on map 2. I don't know if you need it, but...
I feel like this is all part of the experience of the duality of crew matches. Sometimes they almost make a comeback from 11-1 down. Sometimes you get games that could have been an email. Welcome back, everybody. That one was an absolute roll. It wasn't so long since we last saw you, obviously, towards half-time. And like someone that I hinted at towards the end of that segment that we didn't have time to talk about because we were just, you know, loving Aspas up. But Tex had an incredible game and he started the second half in the same style.
He looks like a monster. If you're getting performances like that out of him, which he played really well at Shanghai. He didn't play this great. I mean, if you're getting this out of him, but then you're also getting all the rest of the pieces working, it looks like a super team.
Yeah, sorry, I mean, what more do you really need to say? I mean, I said that, you know, that one of the win cons for Crew needs to be that they beat them on Haven. They might not even get to Haven.
Yeah, they pasted
The Sunset's the next map, man. I mean, making mention of, like, the momentum as well that you might get, like Crew, almost performing that comeback the other day, really did cement them and drive them forwards to actually end up beating Cloud9. Here, they've been slapped down. That is a confidence diff. I mean, I don't know what to say.
And we did catch up with Kessner briefly earlier and get some words from him about what it would mean to bounce back from this first map, to make a run, and, of course, to win it all.
Creo que es algo muy importante porque nunca hemos logrado nada como latinoamericanos y creo que sería histórico que nosotros lográramos ganar un título, un trofeo o algo así. Creo que marcaría un antes y un después en los deportes electrónicos de Latinoamérica.
Would be nice to see. Quite a climb from here on out, though, for Crew in order to do that. Obviously, Leviatán already locked in that champion spot, right? So, you know, this does affect the Sen legacy, I guess, is worth revisiting that idea. Sen City are definitely hoping for a big Leviatán showing here. We've just seen Icebox, right? Not much to talk about there. You said the Haven win is so important for Crew, so now that means we need to focus a little bit on Sunset. We're going to come back and talk about that in a sec, but first, let's hear what Crew's coach had to say ahead of this next map, how they bounce back.
Here with the coach of Crew, Visa, Adam. That was a pretty convincing stomp from Leviatán. It wasn't your map pick, though. We're moving to your map pick next. I want to ask you, when you're facing a team like Leviatán, where there's no pressure on them, they've already qualified for champs, what is the team feeling right now, especially after a stomp like that against you?
Yeah. The thing is that we weren't able to find pace, and with a rival like Lev, there is no space for that. So we have a talk with the guys, and I think they're pretty aware that what we have to do, and like the mindset that we have to have. We want to find that pace, and hopefully we can do it on Sunset.
All right, well, pacing, best of luck.
So as I was saying, Sunset, right? This is obviously something that, like Adam, they really have to collect themselves, this team in general. We sort of talked about how Crew, there was a one round there on Icebox, I think, where they try to hit that A site, they trade a little bit, then they cut noise. And one of this could be really good, like a bit of a pump fake from them. It's something we've also seen from them on Sunset. Maybe, you know...
Did they lose that round? Or was that one of the two that they managed to win?
They probably lost that round.
Yeah, I mean, it's not looking good out there. There is a massive gap between these two squads right now. I was talking about looking at this game to see whether Leviatán were going to be tested by a strong team that had made it to playoffs and beaten somebody and were ready to go on some kind of a run. I'm not sure whether Lev have a team that they can be tested by yet. We're going to have to wait until they play against G2, 100 Thieves, maybe these kind of teams. Because at the moment, Crew just look like they're a tier below.
Yeah, a tier below or just out of the race entirely, I think, at this point. It's going to take a lot to try and... I don't even know if you're the coach of Crew, what you would even say to them off the back of that. Obviously, you just got to focus one map at a time. You've got your map pick coming up next, the Sunset, which you're arguably going to have a better chance at. But that was fundamentally... fundamentally, Lev outplayed them so hard on Icebox, I think, just from a macro perspective and an individual perspective, that it just looks like even a hard ass there for Sunset.
It's hard to take anything away from that first map, right? Which obviously want to try and set expectations for what you should want to see coming up on Sunset, but we got very little. Maybe if we head out on the floor, Doug and Baby B might have something for you guys. I'm saddling you with that responsibility. Let's head back over and see if this one goes the distance.
And like any good person does, when responsibility is bestowed upon them, I will deflect it to Dre. Dre, please tell us, please tell me what you think they need to do here, because I'm not going to be the one to try to answer that.
Okay, but for sure, Crew need to start playing together and swinging things together, because they weren't even doing that. How many isolated 1v1s that Tex was able to have,
all of them,
or Osboss was able to have, and actually execute on them as well, right? Yeah. So if you're getting insta-headshotted by players like that, you either need to use utility to get them off of these lines and just get in safely, get the bomb planted, get the spike planted, I should say, and then just play a post plant, right? But they're not doing it. They didn't do any of that on Icebox, and especially when you're running a potential Neon comp on the Sunset map, which is what we saw Crew do before, right? You have to be on point with this stuff. You cannot leave Kesnet on an island alone again, because if he does, I mean, yeah, it's Kesnet. Yeah, he can dominate. But the form that Leviatán are in right now, oh, and look, it's going to be a mirror across the board. But the form that Leviatán are in right now, it's just, it's unmatched right now in NA.
So Breach has shown a lot of relevance as the meta has developed over this last year, and I think you and I have talked about it a little bit on camera and off camera. While Breach is very effective at setting up your teammates to get active and to take space and set up for kills and stuff like that, it's a relatively passive role from their own perspective, right? You're way more interested in setting up your duelists and you're fighting for yourself. Do you feel like that's maybe hamstringing them a little bit more, given how effective and how vital Heat was to the success that Crew found yesterday?
I would say that, but Heat looked really good on the Breach yesterday on Haven. Although it may be limiting for him personally, because yeah, he didn't have that star performance that he had on the first two maps against Cloud9, he still gets a lot of good stuff done with his Breach utility. The problem is he's going against Mizzino, who, I mean, everyone in NA on the desk, casters, internationally too, has been praising his Breach on Sunset. He's had so many amazing plays on this map. And honestly, Leviatán, ever since they came back from what was a disaster in Shanghai on this map, where they kind of just broke down and were like taking basically what Crew do and taking 1v1s too much, they have looked so much better going into the stage 2 on this map.
We will see if Sunset tells us a different story. Crew is on the attacking side, Kesnet is on the Neon. So you've got to expect a lot of go-go and a lot of fast. And we'll see how that plays out. A heavy lean towards B early on. You've got Khan, who's already in a position to get a little bit of early contact. Stays alive, though. Not really punished by that early aggression. The shock darts go through. Kesnet's already really far out. He's got the spike by himself. I like how I like this initial approach from Crew. You send Kesnet in, tap of the spike to draw out util. You know he, in theory, should be able to get out pretty safely and then rotate back. The problem is, Lever already here.
And look at how much damage Crew took on the way in as well. 2 players at 50 HP. Melzer can't connect. Oh, it's disastrous. Osboss, perfect stun.
And maybe not perfect kills, but it comes through anyway. And it's another stomp on that pistol. I mean, they had a cool idea. I like what they were trying to do, right? But draw out all the utility and then try to hit the other side of the map. The problem is Leviatán were already there. The right click and the stun just betrays them. What is that?
Yeah, it doesn't connect this time around. I mean, as cosmetic as stuns are, your luck can only go so far. And I don't know, it just looks so effortless for Lev. Yeah, it was a cool idea of getting, you know, all that Cypher utility broken onto the actual site, but since Kesnet leaves B site at that moment, and you can hear that, it just makes it obvious you're leaning towards A, so of course Lev are just gonna stay.
King is the first to draw blood.
Just so easy, he even has time to switch out to his Ghost and do that. But right now, Crew can't even aim, Doug.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it. And so oftentimes when we look at a stomp in map 1 in a best of 3 or even a best of 5, we think, okay, the second map maybe will tell a different story. It's an opportunity for reset. It's an opportunity for a refreshing of the mind and a chance to put things behind you. But these first couple of rounds haven't felt very different at all.
I mean, I don't see a world in which King lives here in any other day that Crew plays this game on stage. There's two players spamming their classics fully at him while he's just standing still. I mean, I guess he was doing a little bit of AD jiggles, you know, how he does, but how many shots that he had to shoot in that Ghost? He used 15 bullets before he got that last kill.
Crew on a gun round now. How do they work the rest of this map? Seems like a little bit of exploring towards mid. They've been denied all of this B main space.
Yeah, the Leviatán have been so aggressive on their defensive sides on both maps so far.
There's the fault line set up. I mean, they're waiting for this push. Look at where they're all set up.
They just know, we're going to push B main. We know that you're going to try to take mid control from it. We're going to delay you. And if you do decide to speed up into B, we have a retake anyway.
So Crew managed to draw a little bit of that out. They have an understanding of where the fault line was, where the breach will be playing. They've got to know that it's close. The dart failing to get the tag, but Crew still present B.
Right here.
Guard over the top. Yep, there's a lot more behind that too.
Shock dart is perfect for that chip damage. Shy sitting not too healthy right now. Is Calm gonna just run through like a maniac? I feel like he might.
He very well may. I don't understand how he doesn't get punished in that position. Now swinging out, getting his one. Spike on the ground. Tex and King now rotating over with nothing but stingers.
No way. Another timing?
Yep.
No trade this time around as well.
2v2, Texas upgraded to a Guardian. At a distance, the Spike's still not playing it. They've still got 13 seconds left. They got to get this dang thing down.
And the Stinger's so disgusting at this range. King is going to have easy pick'ems here. He can just run and gun everybody. Ooh, Shy.
1v1. Tex, 70 HP, still has the Guardian. Tex has gone exploring. He's gone all the way around. He's going to land the shots because of course he is. Because it's Leviatán's day.
It's their day. It's their year. It's their stage 2, clearly. Who's going to fight back? And there's a replay going on right now, but I see some disrespect being shown in the actual server.
I love how they played this Guardian Stinger combo. You had Tex who was playing all the way back in spawn, right? And as they're peppering him,
hey, you go, girl.
damn!
That's the vibes.
As the Guardian is peppering them on one side of Pillar, you've got the Stinger who's wrapping around on the other side. And there was such short time, they had nowhere to go. They were stuck, man.
Yeah, the Stinger is so disgusting in this close range engagements. You don't really have to stop when you're shooting it. You can kind of peek, shoot as you're falling back behind the corner. And the fire rate on the gun is so high that you're able to delete players so quickly. So on the side of Crew, they have 4 Stingers of their own going into this round. I don't blame them for trying to make anything work, but of course you're running into Osboss. That's a quick trade.
Yeah, that was just MTA too. I thought for a moment there was some damage from Kesnet, but MTA Stinger from a really long way.
Calm's utility has been so good this entire series. Like his drone timings, his shock darts, the chip damage. Oh,
Heat not able to land the shots with the Sheriff King, taking a step back though.
There's just something about Heat when he plays against Leviatán. He just can't get online. Maybe nerves facing his Brazilian brethren of Osboss on the other team.
I mean, to be fair,
yeah,
I'd be nervous to play against Osboss too.
100%.
Start to see some of the smokes refresh as King tries to hold the line. There's no real follow-up behind this.
Gosh,
keep a close eye on that. King is now being joined by Mazzino, but for a second there, he was by himself. If they try to re-rotate and explore the rest of the map, they don't really have much room to go B, and you've got Calm who's holding mid too.
Right here.
Yeah, and they have to be careful for these trips as well when they do walk into B, like you said. These trips can be so deadly. That little cross trip, Tex, he's playing off of it perfectly.
The Cam's getting a ton of info. Calm just used his dart, so it's back up, getting more knowledge of what's going on the other side. MTA will fall. This force does not seem like it's coming through.
Unreal from Leviatán right now, Doug. I mean, just using their guns to their advantage. 3 members sitting in CT at B, just taking those long-range fights together. Doesn't matter if the Stingers even get a little tag on you or anything. You got 2 players to support you there. And now you have Aspas sitting at an operator and another timeout at round 4 for the side of Crew. It's not looking good. Again, this is looking just like Icebox. I haven't really seen anything to really have a saving grace for Crew either. They've kind of been getting destroyed. It's the same narrative.
Yeah, there's not much to hang a hat on here.
And look at the reactions as well. They can feel it. It's just nothing they're doing is working. I think they need to really slow these rounds down. Slow the rounds down right now on the side of Crew and just work at default, man. Try to find out what the setup is from the side of Leviatán. To be fair, for Leviatán, I mean, they're mixing up their setups quite a bit. They're taking aggressive angles. But what you got to do is, you know, when Aspas wants to take B main, try to re-clear the space, not right away, but in the mid-round, you know? Wait like 20, 30 seconds. Give it some time for those players to want to leave that area of the map, and then just get the info back, you know? Do a push and pull or something of the sorts, but right now they're kind of just running their head into a wall.
Oh, but I think, I don't know, I feel like they've tried a little bit of that too. I think they've tried showing some presence be at the beginning of the round, maybe it's some sense denied by Aspas, and then you saw a couple of rounds ago, I mean, we've only played 4 rounds, but I can think about when they tried 1-3-1ing and taking some space mid and how that didn't work out either, like...
It's the timing in which they are doing it
that
is not correct right now. And they need to get the timing down. Because, yeah, I know they did the 1-3-1, but at what timing? Aspas was alone in B main. The breach already went back top mid with Calm, right? And they were ready for it. Yeah. So you have to pick and choose your battles correctly. You have to do a push and pull. So this is a good start. You take B main control, deposit somebody perhaps, and maybe lean back towards A, but I think Kesnit's just going for broke right now. He might just be tilted. He just wants to win.
And that's so tempting, right? When you're down this bad, when you know, things aren't really working for you, you have this natural urge to force it, right? Fine, I'm gonna do it myself if I need to. I need to make a play.
But imagine if there's an operator on the other end. What if Aspas is holding an off angle B and he just picks him off for free? It's kind of a blessing. I mean, Aspas might get contact here in mid. But I like the approach so far from Crew. Getting Cypher deposited in B main. The only problem I have right now is they've got nobody off this A line. And a solo drone is not going to do that.
Take flight.
There's that solo drone.
Oh, look, they know there's no follow-up. King is just going to stay here. He's going to keep jump spotting. He knows there's a stun there. The speed up B, there's 3 members here.
The fault line's out, the paranoia is through, and they still haven't really gotten any space at all. Now Melser, the tip of the spear, is working his way out of main first. Tex into the triple face. They've got a little bit of breathing room here, but left still have so much space. Backside! Calm gets 2! Ooh, Kesnit responding with a couple of his own. Is there hope here? Is there a lifeline? Is there a little bit of room to breathe? King and Mazzino trying to do their best to keep the streak alive, to get back to 5. And now on equal footing, on even numbers, they've got to figure out this pole plant situation. Kesnit's going to fall. It's MTA into 1v2. The latest addition to the squad. Can he get them over the finish line on his own? No. It's more disaster. It's more heartbreak for Crew.
And Doug, the start of the round was great. Even the site exec onto B was great. How they pinched back site. Yeah, Calm got 2 there. But still, in the 3v3, that's where it all fell apart. It was a 2v3 actually, right? Because they had man advantage. Why are we giving 3 1v1s in a 3v2 post-plant scenario when we could all get out of sight or even just play together, swing together if we're going to do that?
Yeah, it's a good question.
At this level, you know, you give 1v1s. If the other team wins them, you're not going to win, bro. It's as simple as that. It's a team game for a reason.
Gotta go.
Just like that. Crew, they're on another scrappy buy, trying to make anything out of nothing.
Maybe the ult will tell a different tale.
No.
Or maybe not.
And look at how far ahead he is with no backup utility. Just now the drone coming out. It's looking dire right now from the side of Crew, Doug. But I will say, all it takes is 1 round to get yourself back into it. I mean, it didn't work on Icebox, but you gotta hope.
Yeah,
you gotta hope, you gotta cope.
It just takes 1 round, but the problem is they've only won 2 throughout the entire series.
Yeah, and what's a shame is that last time around Crew, when they played Leviatán, yeah, it was a different meta. Yeah, it was Ray's Gecko at that time. But they, on the attacking side, won 8 rounds. They actually won the half 8-4, and they couldn't win anything on the defensive side. The fact now that they haven't even gotten on the board, and it's already 5-0, it's not looking too good.
What do they have here? A Guardian and a Stinger. Heat has his ult. but they don't have any smokes anymore.
Yeah, now Texas just going to play out as he should. Oh, he connects on to Yeet. Oh, it's just too clean. Look, even the dart coming out. Texas just free to play aim labs again.
So the second timeout that we saw on Icebox was at, I believe it was a 7-1 scoreline. Yeah. So I think if Adam's going to pull the trigger on that one more time, I imagine it's going to be somewhere around here if we're following the same forecast.
This has been a complete dismantling of a team right now. Leviatán are doing something very incredible. Gotta give them credit. And yeah, Crew are not having the best of days, but it's because Leviatán are making it extremely hard.
Yeah, and it's tough. I think you're absolutely right, because this, in a lot of ways, just feels like such a nice cap on the year that Leviatán have had.
Yeah.
And the second stage in particular that they've had is ridiculous. Comp's popping his ult. Aspas on a reposition. He's dead. He's going to find another one across the middle of the map, so they can't even get into defaults. They can't even get into exploring the map.
And this is the form that we saw Com in when he won that World Championship last year. In LA. He was hitting every single Sova ult. I remember everybody was praising him and how good his Sova ultimates were. Always getting one.
His success rate was ridiculous. But Crew still have guns here. Crew still have armor. They have a couple of ults to play around. And they're going to be pushing into the teeth of two members of Lev.
And they're so scared because last time they pushed elbow, there was an operator at the other end of it. King, he does such a good job of jiggling that area, using Omen Flash when he should. This time he decides to save it for the retake. It's just like, you just can't win if you're Crew right now. Oh, that's a good window.
Yeah, they might do it this round. The hat has been dropped, the ult has been used, Common King will fall. And so another numbers up situation for the attack.
30 seconds left.
Can they convert this though? Aspas popping his ult. Has an op behind him. That's clean, out from Shy. He'll pay for it with his life, but again, if things continue to stack this way, the 1-for-1 adds up your way. Tex left in a 1v3. He's already got it down to 1v2. He's gonna get his ones again, but
my goodness.
Melser, gosh, he gets that kill and he gets Crew on the board. Not even close. All good.
3 1v1s again, though.
No, Crew did it, man.
Yeah, they did it, though.
They did it.
And all you need is one to start. Something. Maybe they can string along a couple more rounds here, but the economy right now for the side of Leviatán, it's just flourishing like crazy. A lot of these rounds haven't even been close.
Yeah, and I think a lot of this has to be given in credit to the way that a Shy played around the map there. Remember, he took an aggro timing on the other side. The Omen Smoke was able to punish a player back in spawn and then repositioned and got another. So they played those timings well. They were able to strike where there was weakness.
100% correct. And that was all because they pushed off that A-line. It's something they should look to do more in the future. Oh, that's the power of Neon, man. You get stunned, but you can still just jump out of there.
He's not jumping out of that. Tagged by the Rolling Thunder. Kesnet takes a space.
Tax just runs through. Yeah. This is different. This guy is built different today. Unreal. He's going for more. Melser will take him out as he should.
Top in the hands of Aspas still. King joining the fray. Crew have so much space on the site. MTA has his ult.
Oh my goodness!
But Lev dominate the kill feed.
All 4 members dropping at the same time right there.
7-1 the way of Lev.
And this is around the time where, yeah, we saw Crew on the last map take a timeout. This time, Adam, I don't think he's going to invest it. And he needs it for the second half.
You know, we were having this conversation a little bit ago, and I really want to try to use this map and this series to put into context just how dominant Lev have been this entire time. Because, you know, we talked about it, 9-1 going into playoffs. That's pretty freaking good, right? They've only lost 1 series. They went 5-0 in Stage 2 in Americas. They don't drop a single map. Out of the 10 maps they played, they lost double-digit rounds in only 3 of them.
Unreal.
So the performance that they put together this stage is, I mean, it's brilliant. And we're seeing that on full display here.
Oh my gosh, it's almost the perfect breach ult.
Couple being dodged. A lot of mid space here for the attack.
That's just like, Lev have such a big buffer from going into the last map into this one that they're even just taking these crazy fights and crazy engagements that otherwise probably wouldn't work against a team that's more dialed in.
Oh, he
might be a timing from Shy.
Yep. Again, and remember, this is what we saw the last and only round the career found success. It was off of Shy getting a timing. It was off of Shy punishing. Opportunistic. The problem is they don't really have the same weaponry here. It's just Kesnet with a Guardian. But they've gotten a lot of space A. That was one of the keys to success that you mentioned.
Yeah, and they do have the Sova ultimate as well, the Hunter's Fury online. Shy, he's going to get cleared here. Wow, good heads-up play from Leviatán to clear out mid before they go for the retake. This is just really great fundamentals right now.
I can't imagine they invest at all. MTA's been holding on to it for a little bit, and again, he's playing on site. He's not playing far off enough to be able to use it.
With how long this retake took to get into effect, it would have been perfect to set up for this Hunter's Fury. Might not need it, though, with that kill from Melzer.
With a Frenzy, no less. Kesnet joining in on it. This light buy seems to have worked out. I mean, King's got 12 HP. Surely there's no way he's able to pull this off. You mentioned how long the spike has been ticking too.
Yeah, there's no shot. Trying to go for some exit kills right here.
Oh, MTA was able to upgrade a weapon too. So as we think about the rest of this half and how Crew need to find any success that they can hang on to, find any threat to pull on, maybe it's through that. Getting a thrifty win, starting to get your money back online, carrying MTA's ult over into the next.
And all on A site. So you have a recipe now for success. Yeah. You probably should understand that at some point, Leviatán are going to start compensating and maybe start playing a little bit more aggressive on the A line, but you should still try to find out what's going on there.
Yeah, sure.
The last 2 times you've ended at A, you've converted the rounds into wins. And if you can keep doing that, if it ain't broken, don't fix it, right? So they should still test the waters towards that A site. And it looks like they're going to do just that.
I wonder if and when the defensive adjustment will come through.
Just even like the A default with that utility and how Kesnet is scaling up, it just makes me uneasy.
Yeah.
It just doesn't look like it's clean and looks like it's, you know, rehearsed. That was rehearsed from Leviatán. Little B main aggression, trying to feint that it's Tex just jump peeking. It's actually Osboss all the way up with an operator. He takes out Shy. With Shy falling, he's been a lot of success for taking a lot of that space on the map in general, like you pointed out. So now it's just going to funnel all of the crew members towards that A site. And Leviatán are willing to give this, maybe trying to give this retake another go.
They have Mazzino's fault line back up. Comp's dart is going to be up too. And they have a lot of tools for this retake.
And on the side of Lev, or on the side of Crew, they have a ton of utility as well.
Yeah,
but this might be a disruption right here.
If it's just contacting, that's going to be difficult to work your way around. You've got Osboss teeing off with the op yet again. 3 on the round for him. Almost hits that one through the smoke on a Melzer.
When Osboss is in this mode where he buys the operator round 3 and he just starts hitting every single shot, it's so oppressive to play against. It's like every angle you go to, it just feels like he's there. And now you're smothered by Com. Ooh, good heads up. Little jiggle peek right there from MTA and Melzer.
10 seconds left.
And
there's no time. You just lose the round, no?
Yeah, at this point, they're just trying to get the weapons out of their hands. There's really no reason for Lev not to hunt.
Yeah. Brutal.
I mean, I guess they don't have a ton of money, but they do have a massive lead.
3 for Osboss with that operator duck.
And that gets Lev up to 8.
And keep in mind, he got that pick in B main first, sprinted all the way to A site, and got 2 there. Look at that. It's so sick. Dodges the stun, but again, it doesn't look rehearsed from the side of Crew. The stun isn't even out yet, and Kesnet's already peeking. There's a disconnect in communication or even their executes that is going on right now. They aren't out of a hive mind.
No, it looks uncomfortable. It looks uneasy. And so maybe the crowd can will something back. A little bit of hope and energy injected into the attacking side. They're going to try to push mid. Mazzino's waiting in the smoke. The cage goes up. Kesnet goes down.
I know exactly.
The spray and pray. He got some good damage on his Shy. Shy can't even escape with his life there.
The spike is out of reach right now, too.
Jeez.
It's not even like they're in a position to be able to grab it.
That being said, MTA almost found a timing, but Com so aware in the moment. Now it's a 4v1 just like that. We're only 30 seconds into the round. It's absolutely obliterating Crew on this
day.
This defensive side on this day. I mean, I guess all year, to be fair. Remember, everybody, it was Leviatán that knocked Crew out of contention for making Shanghai.
Yeah, you're right. Bracket. If this holds, that'll be what, 3-0 for Lev against Crew?
Yeah. and 2 eliminations for international lands. Oh, no, sorry. Crew's not eliminated. I apologize. Sorry, they do have another chance in the lower bracket here. But it was last time around where these 2 teams teed off in the lower bracket, and Leviatán were the ones that eliminated them. So, I mean, you know, sometimes you wake up and it's just not your day. And it's just like that. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, I think, again, the big takeaway here.
Oh, my goodness.
Lev are on a warpath as they leave another massacre in mid.
This is just... It's what you said. It's just a movie.
It's just unreal. Is this where they're able to claw something back? Heat's left in a 1v3. He's, not able to find any success. I mean, this is a Leviatán that, you know, we mentioned it. They're living up to their namesake here. Like, this is terrifying. They've never looked this strong.
It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting, but I gotta mention it. I feel like they haven't really been pushed or tested apart from that Thrifty on A and, you know, that other round. That Crew won. I can't even remember the rounds that Crew have won at this point because it's just been such a wash for Lev. So many great things we've been witnessing.
Plenty of smiles on their side, and for good reason. We'll see if the second half tells a different story. We're going to throw it to a quick break, then the desk will break it all down.
I mean, the juxtaposition of emotions and energy levels is really quite striking at this juncture in this series.
Number one Crew fan. He's waiting until the lower bracket.
Yeah.
He's gone into hibernation.
Real Super Americas sitting right there.
What? This is brutal. I agree with Baby Bay that they're not even being tested at this point. Crew are just letting Lev do whatever they like. The vibes on the Lev side are absolutely immaculate. They're clearly an amazing team.
They are a super team.
Yeah.
This is what a super team looks like, right?
It is.
Yeah.
Whereas for Crew, they're looking uninspired. They're looking extremely unmotivated, and yeah, they're just...
I don't know what happened today. Crew have turned up and just in body but not in spirit, basically.
Right. They are warm props.
Maybe Crew are the biggest Sentinels fans, and they just wanted to make sure that Sen...
They are the people in the 4th grade play that are just the tree.
Now,
you know?
I tell you, it makes the next game that we've got coming up have massive stakes, because if Sentinels do end up being qualified in that 4th place and Lev close out, it means that one of these top 4 teams, whoever finishes 4th, is actually going to be eliminated from champs.
Well, if you have a penchant for carnage, this is the game you want to be having your eyes on right now. We're going to get the second half underway. Back to your casters, Doug and Baby Bay.
Thanks so much, guys. I think if there's a takeaway from this, it's that Leviatán went to the frozen yogurt shop yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
They got the pomegranate. They got the gummies. They're bonding. Everything's great. Well, in that camp.
You know what else as well? I recall Tarek saying, you know, oh, Leviatán, if you guys win, you know, I'll buy your bundle. And he did just that. He bought the bundle regardless of whether they're going to win or not to inspire them to win.
Yeah, Sense City rise up, I guess.
I think Tarek may have paid off Lev to just put an absolute stomping on the Crew today. Oh, no. Oh, don't tell me Alspas is going to win that engagement. Come on, man. How?
There are a few times that we see a team look this good. But
down A.
Okay, saving grace.
Crew able to pull a little bit back here. Couple of kills found the way of the defense. Lev don't have Spike in hand, but it might not matter. If they continue to push into this fight, if they try to take this into spawn, it may work out anyway. 2 ghosts in the hands of the attack. Make that one now. And he will fall. Kesnick gets 3 on the round as Crew get their 3rd.
Yeah, good trading in that CT area. I'm so happy all 3 members of Crew decided to play together in that moment and peak together. These are things that they need to do in order to make any type of comeback, but also just have confidence in one another. You know, sometimes if you're not feeling it, it's your teammates that can bring it back for you.
Yeah, sure.
In moments like these. And it's not done yet. Your hopes of making champs are not done, even if you lose this series. So any signs of life, any signs of team play is what you need.
They have a notable weapon advantage here. 4 Guardians. I mean, they fully invested, and I guess it makes sense. Why not?
Camera taken out.
Light armor can be a scary thing at times, though, especially against a Sheriff.
Sure.
Keep in mind, long range, the Sheriff against full armor, it doesn't one-shot. Against the light armor, it can. So, if Osbos and Tex are able to isolate 1v1s against these members that have light armor, there's a world. Oh, a nice little tag right there. Heat on a 35 HP.
I'm out of here.
Just fully running past this one way.
Oh, this is going to be a fight right here.
Yes, it will be. The paranoia is out. The swing comes through for Kesnick, but it's only traded 1 for 1.
Oh my gosh, 1 for 1s everywhere across the board. But
Osbos has upgraded a weapon too. Yeah, King is weak. All of Crew is rotated over. That shock is going to hurt. Oh my gosh. He does finally fall. Seemed like he was invincible for a moment. And Heat has been weak this entire time. He's able to get his 1. Mazzino will fall as well. So Crew get their 4th. And they did so heavily leaning on the weapon advantage that they had.
And they took heavy damage as well. Only 2 rifles surviving, no armor surviving from their side. Look at their economy right now. It's not pretty whatsoever. Lev have a good chance to get on 11 rounds right here.
Yeah, after such a heavy investment, you're right.
That's the scary thing. And I set it up perfectly, right? Against the Sheriff, that light armor, it doesn't feel too good.
This goes here. Yes, this should
But they're wishing they maybe kept a Ghost or just a player on a Sheriff in the previous round.
I mean, who knows if that results in a round win.
Oh, very aggressive play in mid.
Yeah, the paranoia out and then the dash through from Kesnick. And then what I really like about how they did this is they gave the space right back. And Lev have no real idea of that, so they have to be so careful as they work mid, as they work tiles.
Yeah, it makes Leviatán have to invest more sets of utility to figure out that space. It's cool ideas that Crew have tried to cook up. It's just the execution that has been lacking.
I must wait.
Especially in those like little clutch scenarios where it's 3v3 or it's a post plant, you know, 4v4. Right here. Their setups are just not there. Start of this round has been great for Crew. Let's see how they can deal with this storm that is Leviatán going onto the B site.
Osbos has already taken a fair amount of space. There's 1 trip left up, finally cleared out, and the swing comes through. Another duel the way of Osbos.
He's such a freak right now.
You got Chai who's playing backside, and he's going to crumble alongside him. I mean, they're dropping like a leaking faucet, man.
The spacing is on point right now for Lev. The communication is on point. The aim is there. It's just everything firing.
And again, if this is the form that Lev are going to be able to carry, not just into the next match, not just into the rest of the playoffs, but it's on to Valorant's biggest stage of the year.
They're a contender to win it all. Seriously.
I'm out of here.
That is 11 rounds for Leviatán. And the economy game right now for Crew is not looking good. A lot of players on light armor. Melzer, he can't even afford an actual rifle. And they're just doing everything together. Leviatán, they're triple swinging things together. There's always a trade, the spacing, even at the end right there on the solo player of Crew. They're not overheating. They're not trying to enforce bad habits, even in this stomp that they're doing. And it's really easy when you're stomping a team to go back and just start solo swinging things.
Yeah, for
doing
sure.
whatever you want, but these are all bad. Yeah.
You get a little lazy.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
A little like, well, why not? A little blase-blah, if you will.
Exactly. And that's what I'm so impressed by from Lev. They understand that that's kind of what their demise was in Shanghai. So many interviews that they were talking about that. King was saying it as well. We kind of forgot our fundamentals. We lacked discipline in Shanghai.
In a lot of ways, it feels like Crew are like this tiny little sailboat that's been tossed around through this like raging storm in the middle of the sea. and they're just getting obliterated. Lev are just so dominant. It's not just a step ahead. It's not just a page ahead. I mean, they're reading different books.
Yeah, they're definitely in the Bermuda Triangle right now, that's for sure.
I just don't know how Crew...
Oh. Calm didn't see Shy snuck into this corner. Shy could really do some damage in this spot. Aspas doesn't care. He doesn't care at all.
Tex doesn't either. Again, intentions and eyes are set well past this series, it seems like.
30 seconds left.
That's unbelievable.
Look at Tex's position here. They're going to continue to scale up. They aren't even worried about getting the plant down. They just want to take the fight. With Spike in hand, they roll over Crew yet again. Leviatán gets a series point.
Match point.
Pushing all the way into spawn, basically. What an unreal day for the entire squad of Leviatán. All the members pulling their weight. And we've had some breakout players, of course. Tex most notably. I'm so impressed by the way he's been playing these last couple matches. I can't keep glazing him enough. That's so insane.
Yeah. I mean,
he's so good.
You mentioned it. Shy had the jump on him. There's no way they could have known. But I guess it doesn't matter when you're mechanically that gifted.
It's just unbelievable, the form that Aspas is in, the form that all of Leviatán are in right now. As a team, individually. This is why they're the #1 seed going into this playoff.
And potentially the #1 seed from Americas going into champs.
Mm-hmm.
Crew have been left with very little to fight back with here. On final round, on final bit of hope. On a final opportunity to extend this series.
Here.
And I think if there was, if there was a miracle that were to come through, it'd have to start on this round. As the smokes come out, Crew have been shut out of the site again. Shy is up here really far by himself. Aspas bested him in the previous round in a position where he shouldn't have been able to. Can he do it again?
He almost did.
Spotting the first on the dash, and now the spam coming through the smoke. They've been forced away. Kept back, stiff-armed out of the site. And much like we saw in the previous round, they wanted to scale up, they wanted to take the fight, but this time the paranoia out from Crew. The ult also popped, and it's all a 1-for-1. Mazzino caught with utility out, tries to stay alive and does. It's all on to Shy now, and the finishing touches come through. Leviatán dominate. They obliterate Crew, and they put the world on notice. Champs bound, yes, but holy smokes, these guys are the real deal.
An absolute unbelievable performance. There's nothing else to say. Aspas 8 first bloods on the Neon. He looks great on that. Massino, great support. 14 assists for him. Tex stepping up with the lurks. It was unreal from start to finish. This entire series, this entire game for Leviatán. I'm so impressed. I did not think that this was going to be the way that Leviatán won. I thought it was going to be another 2-1.
Yeah, sure. Or at least a couple of close maps. Again, they had played 6 maps against each other. Half of them were decided by 3 rounds or less. They didn't even get 3 rounds in the first map.
26-6 is what the score was. That was the round differential. 26-6.
And so again, off of this, Leviatán confirmed their presence at champs. They're going to make their way through. There's no need to worry about points or anything else like that. They just, they obliterated Crew. And there's a lot to be excited about. There's a lot to look forward to for this squad. For a squad who, again, maybe had a sour taste in their mouth after their performance at Shanghai. There was a lot of hopes and expectations when this roster was built. I'm guilty of it too. I thought these guys were going to be world enders.
Yeah.
And they did not show that in Shanghai, but like this? That's crazy.
And I cannot wait to see who they play against, whether it's G2 or 100 Thieves. I can't wait to see how that matchup goes.
Yeah.
And maybe, just maybe, they will actually be tested once this stage. We'll have to find out, though.
They've only got 1 series in the regular season all year. It was at the hands of Cloud9, and it feels like it was forever ago. So if they're able to keep this level of dominance throughout this entire year, there's not a team that's been more consistent. Yes, they've had their downtimes, as I mentioned, but from beginning to end, this is unprecedented dominance.
And that's the biggest thing. Being consistent is the hardest thing you can do in a game like this.
Yeah.
We've heard Sentinels even say it tense. Oh, I've been at the top many times. It's just hard to stay there. Everyone is gunning for you. But when you win like this, when teams are still gunning for you, what do? I mean, the other team just concedes to you.
Lev obviously had somewhere to be later on today, so we're not going to delay this any longer. We're going to throw it to Elizabeth down at the desk, or at the stage, excuse me, for the Verizon post-match interview.
And dinner plans, we're going to make this quick, Tex, because I think you are the hero of Sen City. I told you this before the game. I saw a photo of Zelsis curled up on a couch in sweats, literally praying in a dark corner, to quote his tweet from Tarek. Zelsis, get up, sweetheart. It's okay. You're good. Sentinels, you have helped make Sentinels make champs. You were like happy to do it earlier. Why are you happy to help out Sentinels?
I'm always here for my NA teams, you know. I've known Zelsis for a long time. I used to be on a team with Tens and CS, so, you know, it's had to help the boys out.
Aw, the people's champ and the team's champ. W10's true. Something I want to ask you is the casters were very impressed with your current form. They said that this may be the peak that you've ever been in terms of like how you play and your mechanics. Do you agree with that?
Nah, not even close.
Have we reached your peak? Are we trying to?
Not there yet. Maybe. I got a few more years in me to, you know, get the real peak out.
I'm gonna be so real with you right now. If this is not your peak, what does your peak look like?
I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
That's terrifying if I'm another team. That is scary. If I'm a champs team watching this, I'm terrified of Lev, and I'm especially terrified of you, Tex, in like the best way possible. Let's go, Tex. Something else I want to ask you is that moving on, since you already have qualified for champs, coming to this game, this is obviously a huge confidence booster considering the scoreline. How do we maintain a level of healthy confidence but not overconfidence going into Champs Seoul?
We just got to keep preparing well. I mean, that's really our goal always, is to prepare well, be focused every game, take practice seriously, and that's really how we keep our confidence.
You said something to me, you did not say it to me, you said on Twitter that when you qualified, that excited is an understatement. I want you to say what it actually means for you to qualify for Champs Seoul.
It's a dream come true. You know, I've been sitting at home watching champs events for too long, even in other games like CS, watching majors, and it was always my dream, you know, to be on the stage and compete. And my dream really is to just win a title and, you know, finally feel confident as a player fully.
Do you not feel confident right now?
I'm about 95%, but I feel like I need to actually win something to really like.
Need the goal.
Yeah,
to prove.
I need to win.
You need the buddy. You know, the gun buddy on your.
Very badly.
And the title, I'm sure. One last question: you will be either facing 100 Thieves or G2. The gentlemen who I believe are behind me right now. Anything you would like to say to your possible opponents? Be nice.
I can't lie. I hope you play G2. It's always fun to play against them.
You're not playing G2, Bustio says. You're not playing G2.
Bustio standing up like always, whatever. He can do his thing. But yeah, definitely excited to play whoever, you know. Both are great teams, so it'll be fun.
Well, you are also a great player on a fantastic team, Tex. Sen City, Leviatán fans, give it up for Tex one more time, everyone. A fantastic performance. Now, if you're a champs team in another region, I would be very, very afraid. But we're going to go to a break because it's 100 Thieves versus G2 next.
Line's been drawn. They're picked to pieces.
Cloud9 are so good.